From Kashmir to Kanyakumari, India is a spellbinding mosaic of culture, tradition, languages, and an extraordinary mingling civilization. Keeping its age-old culture maintained, today the country is taking huge strides in the path of development. Hello, I'm your host Lipakshi, and today in our episode of My India, we bring you some of the stories that will give a glimpse of our country's diversity. The spring season brings with itself a confluence of colours, cool breeze, good harvest and avid celebrations. When the sun and moon enter the zodiac sign of Capricorn, devotees take a holy dip in sacred rivers, marking the occasion of Makkar’ or Mauni Amavasya. This year's Makkar’ Amavasya was special because of falling on a Saturday after a span of 20 years. Take a look.
Festivals in India are closely knitted to religious traditions that often date back to the Vedic times. A majority of Indian festivals revolve around ancient rituals and traditional values that are deeply rooted in different cultures and traditions. Recently, people across India observed the festival of Makkar’ Amavasya or Mauni Amavasya as they thronged the banks of holy rivers, especially Ganga.
आज मौनी अमावस्या है जी, बड़ी पितरों के लिए बड़ी तर्पण के लिए बहुत अच्छी है और शनिवार को पड़ रही है। 26 साल बाद ये संयोग आया है और आज पिछली अमावस्या को भी आया था। मैं हर अमावस्या को आता हूँ, इस बार भीड़ पिछली अमावस्या के जाए ज़्यादा है।
Celebrated on the first no moon in the Hindu month of Magh, which coincides with the Gregorian months of January and February, the festival is celebrated with great religious fervor in the northern part of the country. This year's Makkar Amavasya was special because for the first time in 20 years, the occasion had fallen on a Saturday, which is why it is being referred as Shani Amavasya. As the name suggests, this day is also referred as a day of silence in Hinduism. Some devotees also take a pledge to keep a vow of silence, Maun Vrat, throughout the day. Devotees in northern city of Prayagraj walked in large crowds during the wee hours of the day to take holy dips and provide their offerings at the Sangam, which is a confluence of holy trinity of rivers Ganges, Yamuna and the mythical Saraswati. Similar scenes were observed in the cities of Haridwar, Varanasi and Ujjain.
माघ का मतलब होता है माँ अघ, जहाँ पाप समाप्त हो जाता है, और आज मौनी अमावस्या है। आज के दिन जो संगम में गोता लगा लेता है उसको सीधे वैकुंठ की प्राप्ति होती है।
Mauni Amavasya is considered an auspicious occasion because it is the time when the sun and the moon enter the sign of Capricorn according to the Hindu calendar. According to beliefs, the water in the most sacred river Ganga turns into nectar. This day is considered auspicious to perform Shraddh rituals for pleasing the soul of the ancestors.
Well, India has always been a land of peaceful coexistence and religious harmony. Sufism has played a major role in shaping the cultural ethos of the country, along with perpetuating the message of brotherhood and harmony. Moving on the same lines, an international Sufi conference was recently organized in Srinagar city of Jammu and Kashmir, which was attended by religious experts and scholars from all around the world.
Giving out loud the message of peace and brotherhood, an international Sufi conference was organized in Srinagar city of Jammu and Kashmir. Organized at the banks of Dal Lake at the Sher-e-Kashmiri International Convention Centre, the conference was attended by religious experts and intellectuals from around the world who prayed for peace and harmony.
जो हमने इंटरनेशनल स्कॉलर्स यहाँ पे बुलाए हैं, जो बहुत सारे ममालिक उनसे यहाँ पे आए हैं, उनके थ्रू से हम पूरे वर्ल्ड को एक मैसेज देना चाहते हैं कि कश्मीर अभी भी कश्मीरियत पे कायम है, कश्मीरी अभी भी मेहमान नवाजी पे कायम है, अभी भी वही कश्मीर है। अगर फिर दोज बर्रो ये ज़मी अस्तो हमें अस्तो हमें अस्तो, अभी भी वही कश्मीर है। तो हम पूरे दुनिया के मेहमानों को, पूरे दुनिया के टूरिस्टों को ये मैसेज देना चाहते हैं कि आप आइए, कश्मीर से बढ़कर आपको अमन वाली जगह कोई नहीं मिलेगी।
The conference was hosted by Voice for Peace and Justice, which is a well-known NGO in Kashmir. Sufis, academics, theologians, policymakers, experts on international issues, and Islamic scholars from countries like Germany, Turkey, France, Maldives, Switzerland, and more attended the conference. The primary guest of the event was the Turkish Sufi master Esref Efendi, who praised the NGO for organizing the conference in Kashmir, the hub of Sufism. The scholars of Hinduism, Sikhism, and other religions from different states also attended the event.
We work with Sufism. Sufism, in one word, it means peace and harmony. So anything which is related to Sufism is peace, is harmony. It's humbleness. It's peace for everyone, irrespective of race, religion, culture, and peace. So promoting Sufism is a part of Islam. It's a big part of Islam, and it's part of humanity as well. So we promote Sufism all around the world, and our main target is to promote peace and harmony through Sufism policy and intellectual, which is a core part of Islam.
In a multi-religious and diverse society like India, it often becomes difficult for the students and youths to draw morals from multitude of faiths. The Interfaith Conference held in Srinagar city was certainly a wonderful initiative to clear those conflicts regarding religion and uphold the unity of India.
And now a roundup of some of the major stories that made news recently.
Bollywood heartthrobs Ranbir Kapoor and Shraddha Kapoor launched the trailer of their upcoming romantic comedy film Tu Jhooti Main Makkar in Mumbai. Director Love Ranjan said the lead pair of Ranbir Kapoor and Shraddha Kapoor would bring freshness to the rom-com genre and hoped would attract audience to theatres.
रोम-कॉम में ना पेयर की बहुत वैल्यू होती है और जो पेयर देखा हुआ होता है वो अपना बैगेज भी लेके आता है, राइट, उस अपनी एक्सपेक्टेशंस लेके भी आता है. तो अगर क्लीन स्लेट पे एक अच्छी रोम-कॉम कर रही हो तो उसके लिए बहुत ज़रूरी होता है कि एक फ्रेश पेयरिंग बनाई जा सके. और ये चांस की बात है दैट दे हैव बीन अराउंड फॉर सो लॉन्ग बट दे हैव नेवर बीन पेयर्ड टुगेदर. तो वो एक फ्रेशनेस जो है वो बहुत बड़ा रीजन थी इन दोनों को साथ में कास्ट करने का.
The trailer shows a comedic tale of the pair falling in and out of love. Although the movie was announced in 2019, the release has been postponed 3 times due to the pandemic and delay in the filming. The film will finally release on March 8, coinciding with the Holi festival. Members of the Chinese community ushered in their new year in India's eastern Kolkata city with great enthusiasm as they gathered in huge numbers to offer prayers and engage in celebrations after 2 years due to coronavirus.
Today is our Chinese New Year. We are celebrating in the Chinese market out here. As you can see the lightning, the dragon dance going out here. Once a year. This year is the year of the rabbit, where everyone has come here to meet up and enjoy and celebrate Chinese New Year together in this Tangra market.
This year marks the year of the rabbit. In the Chinese calendar, each year is represented by one of the 12 animals from the Chinese zodiac. The streets of Kolkata's Chinatown, known as Tangra, was decorated with colorful lights as devotees offered prayers at Hindu goddess Kali temple, enjoyed dragon dance, watched fireworks, and greeted each other with hugs to wish each other. The festival's many customs, observed by millions of Chinese communities around the globe, all link back to the idea of inviting good fortune and prosperity and chasing away bad luck. The Indian Navy commissioned indigenously built INS Vagri’, the 5th Kalvari class submarine in Mumbai. Built by Mazgaon Dock Shipbuilders Limited in collaboration with Naval Group of France, Vagri’ was launched on November 20 in 2020.
We commissioned Vagri’, which adds tremendously to our capability. You're aware that submarines add strength, firepower, and stealth, to the Navy in executing its missions at sea. So, in that respect, commissioning of Vagri’, the 5th of the Scorpion class, made in MDL, has added a fair amount of capability and punch to the Navy.
The commissioning of the submarine was done in the presence of chief guest for the occasion, the Navy Chief Admiral Hari Kumar at the Naval Dockyard. Kumar said Vagri’ added a fair amount of capability and punch to Navy. The submarine that took its first sortie in the sea in February 2022 is capable of anti-surface and anti-submarine warfare, intelligence gathering, mine laying and surveillance.
Considered one of the most popular Muslim pilgrimage centers, the Dargah of Ajmer Sharif houses the tomb of Khwaja Moinuddin Chishti, a holy saint who dedicated his entire life to the service of the poor and downtrodden. Today, the Dargah is visited by millions of devotees every year, irrespective of their caste and religion, making it an epitome of communal harmony. Let's have a look at the Urs commemoration of the Sufi saint.
Situated in the heart of Ajmer city in Rajasthan, at the foot of Parvan Hill, the Dargah of Ajmer Sharif is one of the most sanctified shrines in the country. Dedicated to the founder of the Chishtiya order in India, namely Hazrat Khwaja Moinuddin Chishti or Garib Nawaz, the Dargah is venerated by the people of all religious communities. Recently, the Dargah witnessed a large number of pilgrims coming together in the spirit of humanity and commemorating the 811th Urs or death anniversary of the Sufi saint.
ख्वाजा गरीब नवाज का जो दरबार है वो एक अकीदत आस्था का केंद्र है और ख्वाजा गरीब नवाज के दरबार में यहाँ पे सभी धर्म के लोग दरबार में हाजिर होते हैं। वो सब अपनी अपनी मुरादें मांगते हैं, सबकी मुरादें पूरी होती हैं तो लोग आके दरबार में शुक्राना अदा करते हैं। सच्चे मन से मांगी मुरादें सबकी पूरी होती हैं और गरीब नवाज के दरबार में यही बरसों से एक रिवाज चला आ रहा है कि गरीब नवाज की जो बारगाह में जो देग है उसके अंदर जो नियाज बनाया जाता है, भंडारा बनाया जाता है, लंगर बनाया जाता है, वो मीठे चावल होते हैं जिसके अंदर ड्राई फ्रूट वगैरह डाले जाते हैं।
The Urs began with different kinds of ceremonies like the sandalwood procession and the flag hoisting ceremony. Scores of devotees from all over the country as well as neighbouring nations thronged the Dargah and offered chaddars and sweets to place on top of the tombstone of the saint and seek his blessings. Born in Chishti region of Afghanistan, the saint came to India in his process to teach mankind the high way of living and settled in Ajmer. His shrine was built by Mughals, which makes it a splendid piece of Mughal architecture that consists of various buildings, tombs, courtyards and dalans. The Dargah is believed to fulfill the wishes of his devotees, who, according to the tradition, tie a religious thread along Jannati Darwaza, a beautiful gate covered with silver metal.
मकसद हमेशा जब भी लेके आए सरकार गरीब नवाज पूरी करते हैं और यहाँ पर जो भी हम ज़ायरीन ज़ियारत के लिए आते हैं अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह हर तरीके से हमारी मुरादें पूरी होती हैं। मेरे सरकार गरीब नवाज पूरी करते हैं।
The glory of Ajmer Sharif has only increased with time and today it marks an important piece in the history of Ajmer. Visited by people from diverse faiths and communities, the Dargah has been playing an important role in strengthening the secular thread of our country.
And now we bring you a few short stories about the recent developments and happenings from around the world in our section of World in Focus.
Grammy-winning US jazz saxophonist-composer Ted Nash traveled to Cuba this week to perform with fellow musicians from the Caribbean island nation, part of a week-long celebration of jazz in the Cuban capital of Havana. Nash, one of the United States' best-known contemporary jazz performers, will lead a project called Jazz X. He and several Cuban musicians will compose new works inspired by visual art in Cuba's National Museum of Fine Arts, then present them together to the public in several sessions.
There's about 20 to 25 young musicians who are interested in composing music and interested in this workshop. What we're doing is we're taking the beautiful artworks from this museum and we're looking at them and we're thinking of all the things that those paintings mean to us, whether it's an emotional reaction, a thought, something more intellectual, something about the history of the artist. It doesn't matter. What matters is that we are able to look at these paintings, translate them into our own personal feelings and thoughts so that we can then put into music. And then the idea is that we develop as composers as a result.
Well-known Cuban musicians Alejandro Falcon, Arnulfo Guerra, Vairue Lopez Nusa will perform alongside Nash. Nash also did a workshop with Cuban students who were seen taking inspiration from the paintings of the National Museum of Fine Arts to develop their composition and musical skills. Nash said the project is not political, but any collaboration between citizens of the United States and Cuba, neighbors at odds since Fidel Castro's 1959 revolution, raises eyebrows. The US economic embargo on Cuba has for decades restricted most travel and official collaboration between the two countries. Music has long defied the odds, forming a cultural bridge between the countries regardless of political relations. Afro-Cuban rhythms like habanera have fed into Afro-American music as early as the 19th century. Dior designer Maria Grazia Chiuri paid homage to Josephine Baker with her spring haute couture show, sending out a dazzling lineup featuring golden jackets, crushed velvet, and beaded fringes that swayed and sparkled down the runway. The designer looked beyond Baker's stage style, also considering her love of suits and the uniforms she wore as a member of the resistance in France during the Second World War, as well as more intimate garments, including body-enveloping robes worn after a performance.
The inspiration of this collection I found in the archive, because I'm very fascinated about the women that was close with Mr. Dior. And I discovered this image of Josephine Baker at the show of Mr. Dior, and also some image where she wore Dior dress. I think was incredible women for the time, and so immediately I started research on her and the relationship that she had with the different fashion house in Paris.
The show of the LVMH-owned label opened with luxurious robe-like coat thrown over a satin bodysuit. A black velvet jumpsuit followed, strapless, the legs cut wide before moving into a series of enveloping coats worn on top of a long, pleated skirt. Artwork by Micheline Thomas lined the set, larger-than-life portraits of black women, including Donnell Luna, Eartha Kitt, and Naomi Sims, who built on the path opened up by Baker, said Thomas. She sought to depict the beauty and confidence of these women. Making sushi is a work of art in Japan. Good handwork is a must in sushi making. That is because the curation and consumption of sushi goes back to ancient Japanese age. Celebrating the history and love for this great dish, a sushi chef's world championship was recently held at the Toyosu market in Tokyo. This was the 10th edition of the event. Finalists from 9 countries including 15 sushi chefs from US, Europe, Asia and South America participated in the event. For the first time, Bangladesh has participated in the competition. 4 finalists had participated from France. Ms. Satsuki Katayama is a member of the upper house in the Japanese parliament and is a sushi enthusiast.
伝統の寿司文化はこうやって作るものということを皆さんに習い覚えていただいて、各々の国で技術者が守られる形で発展しないとカルチャーの意味がないと、こういうことがこの大会の意味にございます。
The winner of the competition was a Czechoslovakian chef. He was appreciated for his nigiri skill and the beauty of his creations. Competitions like these are helpful in promoting sushi all around the world, and slowly and steadily it is becoming quite common to see people in various countries enjoying a sushi. This is the Taki town in Shimane Prefecture of Japan. In the souvenir section of the parking area, there are products made from figs, a special product which is boosting the tourism industry of the country. The fig soft ice cream was developed in collaboration with soft cream maker Nisei, which is slowly becoming popular among tourists.
滝いちじくはですね、蓬莱石という品種を使っておりまして、甘みがですね、全国的に有名なドーフィンよりも強いということで有名になっております。食べ応えがありまして、しっかりした実になっております。いちじくジャム、それからいちじくの姿煮というものがよく売れる商品になっています。だいたいいちじくの商品で50種類ぐらい商品があるような、なっております。
A mixture of fig soft cream and fig and vanilla soft cream are sold at the kiosk. Soft cream helps the visitors in relaxing. Nisei induces local flavors into soft creams to popularize Japanese soft creams around the world. Fig soft cream, which has a sweet and mysterious texture, which is becoming among foreign tourists.
And now we will take you to the Ramban district of Jammu and Kashmir, where the Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana is boosting the practice of trout fish farming in the territory.
Beautiful geographical variations along with the network of well-stocked streams and high-altitude lakes, Jammu and Kashmir offers a favourable place for the breeding, rearing, production and marketing of fish. Trout, being a cold water fish, well flourishes in the water whose temperature ranges from 5 to 15 degrees Celsius, and the Union Territory, being home to snow-fed and glacier-fed streams, lakes and mountains, boosts the healthy environment of trout fishes. Considering the same, the Fisheries Department of Jammu and Kashmir is providing its full support to youngsters of the territory to establish their own trout fish units under the Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana.
प्रधान मंत्री मत्स्य संपदा योजना जो है ये एक सेंट्रली स्पॉन्सर्ड स्कीम है। तो इसमें जो इस स्कीम में डिफरेंट कंपोनेंट्स आते हैं, जैसे कार्प कल्चर है, ट्राउट कल्चर है, रॉस है, फूड चेन मार्केटिंग वगैरह है। लेकिन अगर हम रामबन की बात करें तो यहाँ पे अभी तक हमने जो है 17 यूनिट बनाए हैं और इस साल जो है 2 बनाने और जा रहे हैं। तो 17 जो यूनिट्स हमारे हैं ट्राउट यूनिट्स हैं, हर एक यूनिट को 5,50,000 की होती है और इसमें जो जनरल कैटेगरी में है 40% सब्सिडी मिलती है और SC के लिए जो है वो 60% सब्सिडी मिलती है। यानी अगर यूनिट कास्ट जो है वो 5,50,000 है तो इसमें से हमारे जो जनरल कैटेगरी के यूथ्स आए हैं उसको हम 2,20,000 देंगे और जो SC कैटेगरी के हैं उनको 3,30,000 मिलता है।
Under the scheme, 17 units of trout fish farming have been established in the Ramban district of the territory, with 2 more units underway. Each unit of 50 cubic meters is established with a total cost of Rs 5.50 lakhs, including 40% financial assistance by the authorities in the general category and 50% in the reserved category. This includes Rs 3 lakhs as construction component and Rs 2.50 lakhs for procuring seed and equipments. Fishermen are happy to derive the benefits of the scheme.
2 साल पहले मैंने फिशरीज डिपार्टमेंट से PMSY स्कीम के तहत ट्राउट फिश फार्म लिया, तो इसमें हमें ये सरकार की तरफ से सब्सिडी थी। 60% हमारा था, 40% जो है सरकार की तरफ से मिला। इसका सीड जो है कश्मीर से आया था, इसमें भी डिपार्टमेंट वालों ने ला के दिया था। इसमें भी हमारा जो शेयर था 60% हमने लगाया, 40% गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से था। तो ये फीड वगैरह जो है ये नेट वगैरह ये भी हमारे को फिशरीज डिपार्टमेंट की तरफ से मिलता है।
Focused on the development of the fisheries sector in the country, the Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana is flagship scheme under the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. Launched under the Blue Revolution or Neel Kranti initiative, the program aims to turn India into a hotspot for fishing and aquatic products through appropriate policy making, marketing and proper infrastructural support. With the help of the scheme, authorities aim to bring all fishermen under the ambit of welfare programs and security schemes to double the income of the farmers.
डिपार्टमेंट ने मुझे बोला कि आपका ताज़ा पानी है और यहाँ पर आप एक पॉइंट खोलो ये रेनवुड रोड के लिए। उन्होंने मुझे दिया और साथ में मुझे सीड दिया, ये सारा कुछ उन्होंने सीड फीड और सब कुछ मुझे दिया। पहली बात तो फ्री दिया, फिर उसके बाद मुझे दूसरा पान के लिए उन्होंने मुआयना किया कि साहब ने बोला कि अच्छे काम करने वाले हैं, हमारे फार्मर हैं, कंठी से तीरथ जी हैं, तो इन्होंने एक पाउंड और दिया मुझे 21-22 में, और अच्छी मार्केट है। हाँ, रेनवुड रोड का काम कर रहे हैं हम, तो अच्छी मार्केटिंग भी है। हम जम्मू तक फिशरी के फिश का सेल करते हैं, वहाँ तक जाते हैं हम। अभी भी मुझे डिमांड है जम्मू से कि 30-35 किलो की।
Over the years, trout fish production has increased to many folds in Jammu and Kashmir. All thanks to the authorities that have not just helped the youngsters to establish their own units, but have also made them aware about various government schemes and techniques through which they can generate a better income.
Well, that's all we have for you this week. Your comments and suggestions are important to us. Do give us your feedback at myindia@anin.com. I'm your host Lipakshi, and it's goodbye from the entire production team.